Hello, and welcome to the show. We're going to have some fun today. My first guest is Carly Klein Schoening. She's a local singer-songwriter right here in the Wenatchee Valley. In the second segment, we'll have Caleb Austin and Cheyenne Jones. We've been following their independent artist story for a couple of years now. In fact, last summer, I traveled to Utah where they live and watched Caleb perform live. I shared that visit on an episode on the show. They're back today, checking in while on the road in Las Vegas to give us some pretty cool updates. In the last segment, I'll share with you the song I had the privilege and honor to co-write with David Santos of Nashville. I'll share the story and the song. Let's get started. Thank you so much for being here, Carly. I'm excited to share your talent with the audience here today.
Thank you for having me.
So I was at Taste Buds, our local restaurant here last week with a group of friends at a table, and you were performing and you came up to our table because we happened to be seated right next to the speaker, and you said, if it's too loud, I can turn it down. But we enjoyed it very much. And you have a really great sign that you put up next to your guitar box. And so I went and took a picture of it, got your information, and invited you to the show. So thank you for being here.
Well, thank you very much.
So tell us a little bit about how you came to the love of music, the guitar, your singing voice. Is it something you always wanted to do? How did you learn? Did you have music classes, guitar lessons? How did you get this far?
Yeah, so I've been singing for as long as I can remember, and if you ask my parents, probably a lot longer, to the dismay of my sisters. But I've always wanted to do this. I can't remember a time when I had another ambition and started writing little songs when I was like 6 years old. Not that they were masterpieces or anything,
Sure.
but took piano lessons when I was 7, and I kind of fell off of that. Piano wasn't really my thing.
It wasn't your thing.
But so for my 10th birthday, because I had this huge obsession with Taylor Swift, still kind of do.
Oh, nice.
Taylor Swift plays guitar, so I was like, Dad, Mom, I have to have a guitar for my birthday. And little kids, they have different little passions all the time. So they got me like a cheap $100 guitar, and I actually stuck with it. But when I first got it, I could not for the life of me figure out how to play it.
It's hard.
Yeah, and
It looks so easy. It's hard.
10-year-old fingers, And so I actually ended up getting lessons from the custodian at my elementary school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Mr. Anderson. So he's awesome. Shout out to him. And I just absolutely fell in love with it. It was like one of those things where when I started, it was something that I knew I could be good at. And, not everybody has a lot of those things. So it felt really special. And then started singing at actual places when I was 12. And I sang the national anthem at a Wenatchee Wild game.
Was that your first performance?
Yes. And
your first public performance was the national anthem?
Yes.
That's so brave. Did it feel brave at the time?
No, I didn't know any better. I think if I decided to do it now, if like that was my first performance now, I don't think I'd be able to do it. Like, because like when you're older, you have too much awareness of things like there's 1,000 people there. But I just didn't know any better. So I was like, I'm just going to go sing the national anthem. And
that's something that artists that have been doing it a long time wouldn't commit to doing. So it's good you got that out of the way.
Yeah. And so ever since then, I've just been playing and playing my own songs, which kind of came with the guitar. It kind of came a lot easier for that. And just little businesses and wineries and breweries and festivals, everywhere ever since.
You have a really good setup, and one of the things that I really enjoyed about you is the originals that you sang, and you were really great with the audience. If someone came and dropped money in your guitar, into your guitar box, you'd, in the middle of your song, you'd just say a quick little thank you or have a great evening as people were leaving. I think that's really special because sometimes performers are just kind of in the background and they're not interacting with the audience, and it doesn't matter how big or small your audience is. They have to feel like they're part of your performance. And I felt like you were really good at that. The other thing is I loved your covers, but I really enjoyed your original songs equally or even more because of the work that goes into it. I've written one song. I can't sing. I can't play an instrument, but I happen to, and I'm going to play that song. I don't think I've played it on the show, but I'm going to play it at the end of the show that I wrote with David Santos in Nashville. And there's a whole story behind it that I'll share later on. But I feel like if I could actually sing or play an instrument, I'd be on every corner, in every restaurant, at every place, trying to sing for whoever would listen.
Yeah.
And so I respect that you're out there doing that and just really enjoying it. You said today that you were singing somewhere for a couple hours and then we could do the show when we were scheduling it earlier in the week. So where did you sing today?
Leavenworth Farmers Market.
Yes.
Some of those little things like that are just so fun because there's like little kids and they want to dance to it, and it's just so sweet.
And now, is this something that you see you want to do in your career going forward? Is it something you'd want to work toward full time? Are you good with the amount of it you're doing now? What are you aspiring to in your musical career?
Absolutely. I'm kind of in the position where if somebody offers, like, hey, do you want to play here? I take it. I just kind of take what I can get. Because you never know what's going to be the best place you're going to play. And it would definitely be so cool if I could have a few shows a week and be able to have that be a career. And, even if I end up having a job and doing a couple things here and there, I think as long as I'm playing, I'll be happy. But the goal is to make it a career. So,
And you
and actually,
recorded.
yeah. So in January, I got some songs of mine recorded, and I'll be able to release those soon, which is so cool, and I'm really excited about that. And so I'd love to, continue that trend of writing, playing, releasing, and for as long as I can.
Yeah. Well, I wish you the best, and I'm so excited for you. I'll be following you. So maybe we'll have you back in a year or so and see where you're at. Let's stay in touch, okay? Well, we're going to go to break and we're going to play a song that you have on video for us and you explain the background of the song. We're also going to come back with Caleb Austin and Cheyenne. He is an independent artist as well that this show has been following for quite a while. And he has some new music out. So we're going to come back with him. But first of all, thank you for being here. And my very best to you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Take good care.
See you.
Hi, this is a song that I wrote, and it's just about kind of how I feel like a fraud sometimes listening to and playing country music when I am from Washington State and not the South. This is called No Country Girl. Kinda scares me, but I ain't much. I ain't no southern belle, but I love this town like no one else.
you two.
What's going on?
Hey, I feel like I know you now that I've been to your house and played with your kids and brought them
Yeah.
cookies.
We love it. We love it.
Thanks for doing this. I know you're on the road. You're in Vegas. What are you guys doing in Vegas right now?
So tomorrow night we're playing at a venue called Stoney's down here in Vegas. So it'll be our first time there, but I've heard it's a
Really
pretty cool
awesome.
place. So
Yeah,
I'm excited.
big.
Oh, that's great. Now
Yeah.
let's just update everybody because we haven't had you on the show since last year. I think it's your fourth time being on the show, and we haven't
Yeah.
had
I
you
think
on the
so.
show. Yeah, I think so. We haven't had you on since last summer when I went to see y'all. So let's talk about, first of all, you released an album in May.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let's talk about that.
It was a dream come true. I mean, when this whole thing started, I was just doing one song at a time and hoping that people would like it enough to go and do another one, So
Well, it started out with Sound of the South, thinking that it was going to be just a one and done type of thing, and then
yeah,
it
we
just
didn't know,
kept
and
going.
it's been a wild ride, and we've been super grateful for everybody who's been involved and buying and streaming my music. So to put out a full, 10-song album is something that I really only dreamed about, and so it's it feels great.
Our Campfire family sold us out, I think, like two times.
2 or 3
Yeah,
times.
2 or 3 times.
We kept
Yeah.
ordering more in.
We were like, whoa, we did not expect it to take off like that.
And that's your
Loving
core
it.
following, the Campfire with a K. That they
Yep.
started out with you in the beginning, and they're still with you, and that's grown and grown and grown. And
Yep.
the video of you taking your kids with you to mail, I mean, that was just one mailing, but it's my favorite of any you've ever posted, and I know you still post every day at 7 p.m. You are consistent.
Good
You are
memory.
consistent. So then you've had a growing of your following as well. You started on TikTok, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then you've had a pretty big Instagram following, and now Facebook as well. So
Yeah.
300,000 followers or so on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Well, and it was crazy because I mean, I thought Facebook was a thing of the past, and you know how that little feature where if you post on Instagram, it can automatically post to Facebook. I have all my notifications turned off because, you get a bunch going. The only ones I had turned on was Facebook. And all of a sudden I was getting like a crap ton of notifications. I'm like, what is going on? And we were growing. I was like, whoa, okay, I guess I'll start with this too. Like our friends were doing it. And I was just like, I don't really know if we're going to do that, because I didn't want to start over or whatever. But yeah, we started it. And then within 9 months, he's coming on 300,000 followers. So
Yeah, it's been doing really well.
yeah.
Yeah. As a reminder to the audience here, I mean, you've been an independent artist now, Caleb. How long has it been since you quit your job and you're doing this work full time?
It's been
3?
about 2.5 years now.
Oh, 2.5.
Almost, coming on 3 years.
Yeah.
And so it's been just a huge blessing to be able to wake up and do exactly what I love and feel like what I was meant to do,
Yeah. I still am in shock.
It's just all because of great people listening to my music, believing in my music, and supporting us and our family.
Yeah,
and
well,
our
I mean,
Your
kids.
story, your family, your kids are
there.
growing up in front of us. They
I
are.
know. And I'm like looking at old videos because I post those ones on Facebook now that, that I've already posted. And I'm just like, I'm seeing our kids grow up again, and it's just crazy to think that there are people out there that are just, rooting for us that we don't even know.
Well, and you've performed in all kinds of venues, Caleb, and you're getting a bigger and bigger following of people showing up. For you've played to a couple people and you played to hundreds of people. So what is that like to watch it grow?
It's exciting. It's really exciting. It's one thing to play in front of a big crowd and play covers, which is fun. But it's amazing to see that I can do almost half of my set now as original music. And people are coming out to hear my stuff, and that's
and they're singing
that means
along
the
with you.
world.
They're at the front of this stage. They are singing his songs, and it's like so heartwarming. People are starting to travel. Like a girl last Saturday, she traveled an hour and a half to be there, and it was just, I mean, I don't know, it's so crazy. We're grateful.
Not
we're
the
grateful.
11 or 12 hours that I traveled, but
yeah, girl,
Right.
nobody tops that.
but ways. Yeah. And I tell you, that night was very exciting. And I will say that for as hard as you were working on the stage, Caleb, and singing and playing, the cover songs and your original songs, Cheyenne, you work hard too. You work
Thank
hard.
She works harder than anybody ever realizes. There's so many things in the background that are done every single day. like the videos are oftentimes posted, when she's behind the camera, so that everybody always thinks that,
Oh, he's
because
always doing
that's
the
all they
dishes.
see,
He's
that I
always
do everything.
cooking. He's always doing all the
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. And
That's
I'm not
so
gonna
funny.
film the point is I'm recording his I want the world to see that he's a singer. I'm not gonna record myself doing the
Look
dishes.
at me doing the dishes.
Yeah, how conceited would that be?
I totally get that. And what
Yeah.
you're doing is working. So don't change a thing for anyone who says
Thank you.
anything. Just keep doing what you're doing. Okay. For anyone who wants to know, where do they get your album? And you have some performances coming up, some things that they can count on, like NASCAR is happening, a full band.
Mhm.
Tell us
Yep.
about that real quick, and I'll let you go. I know you've got a lot to do. You just literally got into your Airbnb.
Yeah, well, no problem. So all of my stuff is listed on my website, CalebAustinMusic.com.
Caleb with a K.
Caleb with a K, yeah. So that's the only place, other than if you come to a live show, that you can pick up my full album. And then all of my shows we try and update my show schedule on there as much as possible. So
Yeah.
wherever we're playing live, they can see it on there as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I've told you before, I'm coming to see you, try to see you every year, perform every year up until you win your Grammy or Country Music Award, whatever it is.
Even then, you're welcome.
Yeah. And then hope you'll still come do my little show. So
Oh, of course.
Definitely.
Always.
it's been really fun following you. And thanks so much for your time. I know you've got a show tonight and you've got things to do. So we'll keep in touch and we'll
Yes.
see you again soon.
Awesome. Thank you guys
Good
so
to talk
much.
to you.
Yes. Take care.
You
You
too.
too.
It was 1992. I had just moved to Houston to be with Wesley, who would later become my husband. And I was driving down the road, and my grandfather had recently died. And it was the first time I thought about him without feeling sad. And I pulled over on the side of the road immediately, and I wrote this line, and it just said, "The sad becomes a smile, and I find that all the while I was learning to let you go." And I just thought, well, this is how it works. It takes time, but eventually we can have memories of people we've lost and not feel so sad. So I put that in the glove box, and I really kind of forgot about it over the years. And then in 2004, when my husband Wesley passed away, I was selling the car several months later, and I was cleaning it out. And in that glove box was that napkin still. And it was a good reminder for me that time, that yes, it would take longer for me to feel that way about Wesley as I did about my grandfather. And yes, it'd probably be more intermittent, but there could come a time when I would think about him and think more of the happy things surrounding his life and not the sad things surrounding his death. And so I held onto that napkin for years until I met David Santos, and I met him through Wendy Moten, who became a powerhouse winner, a second place winner on The Voice with her team Blake Shelton. And we had met when I was on tour in Nashville, and she was performing at the Grand Ole Opry when I was on the Don't Wait Project tour in 2019. And so during COVID, when everything was shut down and she and David weren't on tour, because he was on tour with some of the biggest artists in the world, and she was home and he was home. So David and I decided to write this song together, and he just gave me such creative freedom to come up with the melody. I didn't even really know what a melody was, and get rid of any fluff and just decide what are the words that we want for this song, nothing extra. And there's no possible way I could have done it without him or his friends in Nashville who lended their talents with their time off during COVID. And this song got made in Nashville, and we hired a singer, Allie Cutter, to perform the song. David and Peter Young, a producer in Nashville, they produced it in David's home studio. It was just one of the most remarkable experiences ever in my life. And I'm grateful for it to this day. I will be grateful for it till I take my last breath, because to think that this person, me, who cannot sing a word, held onto this napkin that later became a song that was produced and made in Nashville is really just a gift. And so we partnered with Donate Life America, and we donated the proceeds to the song to them. We shared the proceeds with them and the Don't Wait Project. And it was just a passion project. And I haven't shared the video on the show, so I thought that I would. And here is the song that David Santos and I wrote. It's called This Beautiful Life, and it is based on that one line in the napkin about my grandfather, and it is my anthem, if you will, to Wesley, letting him know that our son Hunter and I have built a beautiful life. Thanks for watching the show today. We'll leave the show with this video.
He has your smile, your brilliant mind, your stubbornness, and yes, you're kind. A lot like you, but more like me. I knew you'd matter from the start. Saved you a place deep in my heart. Some things are just meant to be. The deepest wounds, they never heal. But we move on, 'cause that's the deal. Come what may, your son, your wife, I know you know we carved it out. This beautiful life. We lost the fight, God knows we tried. You said be strong, you'll be alright. Just raise our son, you'll find your way. The years go by, I'll tell you this. Grief still shows up in what you've missed. But I've kept my promise every day. The deepest wounds, they never heal. But we move on, 'cause that's the deal. Come what may, your son, your wife, I know we've carved it out. This beautiful life. The sad becomes a smile, and I find that all the while I've been learning to let you go. Been raising up our little one's now 21. And somehow I know you know. We've been carving out this life without you. The deepest wounds, they never heal. But we move on, 'cause that's the deal. Come what may, your son, your wife, I know you know we carved it out. In this beautiful life.